Welcome back to the Mentor Course Management System overview. We're going to focus on course communications within the course management system. So that's this set of functions here under communications. So I'm going to step into messages, email. Just a word about how Mentor handles messaging. When you send a message in Mentor, by default, messages are sent to the user's email address. Those messages are also saved in the messaging system within Mentor for each recipient, as well as obviously the sender of that message. So all messages sent out from Mentor remain within Mentor, are archived within Mentor, and can be read within Mentor. But it's your choice, or actually the recipient's choice, whether they want to receive messages from Mentor in their email. So Mentor is fairly flexible in that regard. Students can choose or elect not to receive Mentor messages via email and just read them inside of Mentor itself, although faculty do have the ability to override that. So there are some contexts in which they can't override, or users can't override that, but faculty generally want to be able to get their students' attentions in any way that possible. So this is the messaging page. You can see here I've got none in my inbox. I got one saved messages. I got 10 cents for this particular course. To send a new message, Mentor is going to pre-select all of the students in the class as recipients. I can accept that, or I can just select one, or I can do a multiple select by holding the Control or Command keys down and so forth. So you can select the recipients that you want. If instead you want to do it by group, Mentor lists the students in order by group. Now I don't have group numbers assigned for this course, so they're all in group 0. But if I had groups, group 1, group 2, and so forth, and so it makes it very easy to identify the groups. Again, you can see the last names here are X'd out, and that's simply for the purposes of the demo. So again, I can select all, including CC myself by selecting myself. If I want to send to other recipients, I can look them up these would be internal Mentor users. So if I want to look and find another Mentor user, I can add that person as a CC, so any Mentor user can be CC'd on a message. On the other hand, if I want to CC somebody outside of the Mentor system, I can do so by typing in the last name, axiomeducation.com, use a comma, and the next at so-and-so. So I can easily copy messages to other users who are not in Mentor. Again, this is that force send as email. This will force Mentors to send the student messages out to their email addresses, regardless of whether they've chosen to have messages sent to their email. So it's just a way for faculty to make sure they can get the attention of their students. You got some subject here. You can attach files to messages. In general, the course docs is a much better way to give files to students because they remain there and they can go back and get them, whereas attachments are a little bit less efficient. But you can send attachments if need be. You may want to be aware of any limitations on your recipients' email systems in terms of total file size. Some email systems limit to say 5 megabytes and so forth. And then you've got the message itself, and you can type in your message here. You can embed links in your emails. You can embed images in your emails, so whatever is useful for you. You can see here this Mentor is displaying my signature file, and that's something that is a configuration of my own account. So each user can create a signature file, and that signature file automatically appears here. There is when you send messages, Mentor is going to I'm going to send this one now, we won't actually send it, but you can see here there's a confirmation screen in which Mentor tells you exactly who you're sending to, and then you actually go ahead and send that message. And this is important because we've had faculty who sent out messages to the whole class that were really intended just for one student. So we put in this confirmation to make sure that you know who you're sending to. Now I'm not going to send this message, and I'll cancel out, and you'll actually see that the draft here now has a message, and so this message, I can reopen it and start editing it again. So you can save drafts and come back to them. You can also send login info. There's a canned message that goes out to the students that includes their username, instructions about how to log into Mentor. So if students are first-time users, you can send them information about how to get into Mentor. And this is something that is configured on the administrative side of Mentor. Announcements is just a very simple way to create announcements and throw them up on that home page. There's just a link to, in red that there's an announcement, and I don't use that because I use the home page function of the schedule, and so that effectively serves as the announcements. Chat sessions, it's very easy to create a chat session. Just give it a topic. Of course, we'll talk about Kant. You can create groups for chat sessions and having multiple groups running at the same time. And once you have a chat session started, you simply type in your message down here, and my message, and you can even attach files to your messages, and then you would wait for the reply. So the replies are listed up here. Obviously this is just me, so I don't have somebody on the other end typing replies. There's a nice feature. You can export your chat sessions to a CSV file, and that would allow you to download those and do some text analysis if you wanted to, and so forth. You can also create a queue so that if you have a large class and everybody's trying to get in with messages at the same time, you can queue them up and essentially call on one student at a time, and that way you can control the flow of the conversation. Discussion threads. So this is the discussion board, and you can see I have a number of threads created here. I'll just click on this first one, and you can see here I've got the thread message itself. There's an outline view of the threading relationship between the messages, and then down below are the messages themselves. I'm going to quickly scroll over these. They do have student pictures, but you can see here are the messages and so forth. And I'm not going to dwell on those just because we got student pictures on there, and I don't like to post those publicly. But it's very easy to create a new thread, to post a message. If I want to reply to a particular student, I can do reply, I can do a private reply, I can edit that student's message, and so forth, and I can bookmark them for later use. The discussion board can be set up so that students can initiate threads, or you can prevent students from initiating threads. You can print a discussion thread to PDF, and then it will just generate a PDF of that page. You can export that discussion thread to a CSV file and then import that discussion thread into text analysis software. So there are ways to extract the data and use it. There's pretty extensive statistics and reporting. Discussion threads can be graded, or the whole discussion board can be graded. The stats and grades page should show us for this current thread, and you can see here it shows the number of days that students posted. Now I don't use the discussion board real extensively. Shows the number of words posted by the students, number of replies written by those students, and so forth. And you can get this on each thread, and you can get that summary stats of all threads, and so Mentor will give you a lot of data. If you were grading this, then you would be able to enter grades. I don't have this set up to be graded. If you click on a student's name, it should pull up all of the messages just by that student. So that's very handy when grading. You can look at all the messages by an individual student. Finally, alerts. This is a new feature. We're just getting into the mobile app development, and alerts is a system that will allow an instructor to send out an alert to student phones. So the students would download the app. We support the iPhone, iPad, as well as the Android operating system. And an alert will actually ding the phone and present the message right on the screen of the phone. So the alerts are short messages. They can have longer text, and the students can get to that longer text. So we're just in the process of testing that out. So, but this will be an interesting feature, and we have plans to add to the mobile venue as we go along. So again, if you have questions about the course management system, here's how to contact us. Our next video installment is going to be on the student work, assignments, tests, and so forth. Thanks.